It was a warm summer afternoon when three unlikely companions, Lily, Tom, and Sam, decided to explore the mysterious woods at the edge of their village. They had always heard stories of strange creatures and forgotten magic hidden within, but no one they knew had ever dared to enter. Curiosity, however, was a powerful force. As they stepped deeper into the forest, the air around them seemed to change. The once bright sunlight was now filtered through a thick canopy of trees, casting the forest floor in an eerie glow. Strange, soft whispers filled the air. Lily shivered but pressed on, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and fear. "Do you hear that?" Tom asked, his voice trembling. Before anyone could answer, the path in front of them shimmered. A dense fog rolled in, parting to reveal something impossible, towering trees with silver bark and leaves that sparkled like stars. They had stumbled into the Enchanted Forest. "This can't be real," Sam muttered, rubbing his eyes. Suddenly, a soft giggle echoed around them. From behind one of the silver trees stepped a small creature, no bigger than a rabbit, but standing on two legs. Its fur glowed in the dim light, and its wide, curious eyes twinkled. "Welcome, travelers," it squeaked. "You found your way to the Enchanted Forest. Few do. Even fewer make it back out." The friends exchanged worried glances. "Don't be afraid," the creature said, hopping toward them. "The forest tests those who enter, but for those with kind hearts and brave souls, there is much to discover." It introduced itself as Fern, the guardian of the forest. "Tests?" Lily asked. "What kind of tests?" "Oh, little ones," Fern replied, with a mischievous glint in its eye. "The forest is alive. It sees into your hearts and shows you what you need to see, not always what you want." Just as Fern finished speaking, the ground beneath them shifted. The trees grew taller, and the landscape transformed into a maze of twisting paths and strange creatures. One moment, they were walking down a narrow trail, and the next, they stood at the edge of a sparkling lake, the water as clear as crystal. From the depths of the lake, a glowing figure emerged, a tall, ethereal woman with hair that flowed like liquid silver. "I am Elani, keeper of the waters," she said, her voice like the sound of a gentle stream. "To pass through this forest, you must prove your courage." Tom stepped forward, determined to show he was unafraid, but Elani shook her head. "Not all tests are about bravery in battle. Sometimes, true courage is in helping others." She gestured toward a patch of thick, thorny vines growing at the water's edge. Inside the tangled mess, a tiny bird was trapped, chirping in distress. Without hesitation, Sam knelt beside the vines and gently began untangling them. Though his hands were scratched and bleeding, he continued until the bird was free. The little creature fluttered its wings gratefully before flying away. Elani smiled. "You have passed the first test. The forest is watching. It will guide you if you are true to yourselves." The group ventured on, encountering more strange and wondrous creatures, a mischievous talking owl that tried to trick them, a herd of glowing deer that danced in the moonlight, and even a towering stone giant that blocked their path. Each challenge they faced was not one of strength, but of heart and mind. Together, they solved riddles, helped creatures in need, and learned to trust one another. As they journeyed deeper into the forest, something inside each of them changed. Lily, always quiet and shy, found her voice when she calmed a frightened forest spirit. Tom, who had always been reckless, learned patience as he carefully mapped out their way through a maze of enchanted trees. And Sam, who doubted his own strength, discovered that kindness was its own form of courage. Finally, after what felt like days, they reached the heart of the Enchanted Forest. There, in a clearing bathed in golden light, stood a tree unlike any other. Its bark was pure gold, and its leaves shimmered with every color of the rainbow. At its base was a small wooden door, barely noticeable, but they knew it was their way home. Fern reappeared, smiling warmly. "You've done well, my friends. The forest has tested you, and you've proven yourselves. Now, before you go, take this with you." Fern handed each of them a small leaf from the golden tree, a gift from the forest. "It will remind you of the magic inside you always." With a nod, they opened the door and stepped through. In an instant, they were back at the edge of the village, the sun setting on the horizon. The Enchanted Forest was behind them, but they would never forget the magic they had found and the strength they discovered within themselves. The adventure may be over, but the magic of the Enchanted Forest will live on in their hearts,